Hi, and welcome back to Tutu's Journey. Well, this is part 2 from the last video that I made about how I had my dream come true of being a designer. I know a lot of you were waiting, so here we go. But before we get started, first I'd like to give a great big shout out to my first 3 subscribers. I am a new YouTuber, and Brenda Hooks was my very first subscriber. Thank you so much, Brenda. Kim Haskins was my second subscriber. Shout out to Kim. And Courtney Renee was my 3rd subscriber. So thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate it. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this. The last thing I told you, to recap, what had happened was a lady came to my shop. I had a little shop, and I had a whole lot of orders that I had to do, alterations and things of that nature. And a lady came to my shop, and she was like, is your name Taronda? And I was like, yes. She said, well, we have a fashion show. Some girls from New York and New Jersey, we're all coming together. And we're doing this great big fashion show this year in Virginia versus having it in New Jersey like we normally do. So to speed up that, you have to go to look at part 1 in order to catch up to where I am now. But to speed up that, I ended up getting a part in the fashion show that she was doing, the production she was doing for that year on the waterfront. And my last question to you all was, what did you think was the thing that I chose to do for the fashion show? I got a cultural clothing. I got hip-hop clothing. Now, mind you, this is the end of the production. I'm doing the very last final show, the final part of the whole program. I'm at the end. Well, remember when I told you that I had started doing weddings back to back to back to back. I was 6 months booked in weddings, doing the gowns, the bridesmaids dresses, the flower girl dresses. So I stopped, I prayed about it, and I prayed to God to see, well, what could I actually do to like blow it out the water? And you know what came? A wedding. Of course. That would definitely blow it out the water. So whoever said wedding was correctly right. Thumbs up, good job. Okay, so I decided to do a wedding. All right. Now, my thing was, you know, you didn't want to do the basic satin dress or taffeta dress. I didn't want to do a basic wedding, so I had to do something major. Do you all know my final decision was to do an African wedding? And at that time, African weddings were not really popular. So I had to really come up with something, you know, acceptable to a large crowd as such. So let me see. I'm trying to figure out where should I start next. Okay, let's go to the part where I had to choose my girls, my models, to wear the outfits. So this is what I did. You know, I was a little sidekick shop girl. You know, I wasn't famous yet, even though I was very popular about doing weddings. For it taking me about maybe a week to do a wedding. I'm getting tongue-tied. To do a wedding. I had that reputation, and I had a reputation of doing good work. So I got my friend, my best friend named Shawnette, to come with me and play as if she was my secretary. So y'all, you know, got my little suit on, looking all cute, my little heels and pumps, little bag, all professional looking, you know, and Shawnette dressed all up, you know, looking all professional, you know, with her little pen and paper, little notebook. So we walk into the building. I heard people talking, you know, and I get into the building and everybody just stopped talking. They was like, oh, here's Taronda, here's one of the designers. And it was like about 30, 40 some girls in there. When I walked in, and I was like, inside, I was like, but outside, y'all know, you know I played the role, right? Inside, I was like this. Okay. I'm looking around like I'm trying to figure out, you know, okay, where I want to stand. They was like, oh, we're so glad you're here. We have our girls here. They're ready. Where did you want them to stand? Did you want to be over here? Or did you want to be on this side? And you know now, this is my dream coming true. I'm a designer, you know. So the girls were over there scared to life. They were over there like, they were talking to each other, whispering, like they were so nervous. Little me, right? So Charnette comes in there with her paper and pencil and she's saying something to me. You know, she's talking to me and I'm looking like this. I'm like this, y'all. I'm like, hold on, wait. Let me tell you. Here go my sunshades. I had to show you. I'm like, okay. So the girls started lining up. She was like, I said, okay, I need this group right here to line up for me and I need them to walk because I have a specific dress that I need someone to wear or who I'm going to choose tonight to wear. This specific dress. I was talking about the wedding dress, you know. So I wanted someone maybe with African ethnic look. You know, I wanted major African. I didn't want, you know, the typical, you know, darker skin and, you know, that kind of thing. And the full lips. I wanted African look, you know. So they lined all up and I said, okay, I need you to walk. I need this group right here to just walk. So I'm watching them walk. Them girls were bad as I don't know what. They were bad. They was pretty too. They was bad. And mind you, look, they didn't do the regular walk. You know, like you walk the catwalk. They didn't do the regular walk. They like walked and bumped each other's shoulder and spun around and then looked at each other and then kept walking. And then they'll tap whatever part of their body that they tapped. They spun around from that part. So anybody doing a fashion show, that's an idea for you. But they would like walk and then they'll bump shoulders and then they'll turn around and look at each other. And then they'll keep walking. Y'all, they was bad. They was bad. I tell you, they was bad. But on the outside, like I told you, I'm like this. You see, I just changed my whole facial expression. So I saw about maybe 10 first. Yeah, okay. The next about 25 more. Okay. And so I said, okay, now this is what I need you to do. Oh, wait, you got to see it. Okay, now this is what I need you to do. I need you to pretend that you have on a wedding gown. And this wedding gown has a very long train on it. And I need you to hold it up because I'm going to put a ring on the bottom of the train and you're going to be able to hold this train up. So I need you to pretend that you have the train with the ring on your finger on. So what are you going to do with the train once you're walking down the runway? So the first couple of girls, you know, they walk and they walk like you know how they walk high step, and they look and they turn and they kept walking. Okay, not bad. I was like, okay, I need her, and her. And of course, I picked the ones that walked well. I picked the ones that looked more relaxed, but I also picked the ones that had that African ethnic look that I wanted. So, man, I picked maybe like 4. Okay, all 3 of them walked, and there was one more left, and she was dark skinned. She had it was, I think what got me with her is she was bald. That's what got me with her. She was bald and she was beautiful, and she had a big old hoop earring. She was so pretty, and so I told her, I said, okay, you're the last one. I said, now remember what I stated. I need you to pretend that you have a train in your hand. On the back of your dress. What are you going to do with the train? Y'all, this girl picked up, she started walking, and then I wish I could show you. She took her fingers like this, and she picked up the back of the train, and she threw her arms up like that, and she looked straight ahead, and she just started walking. Look, let me tell you, inside, I was like, that's who I'm going to hurt like that. On the outside, okay, all right. And I turned to my friend Charnette, and I said, that's the girl. That's who I want. So Charnette wrote her down, and Charnette said, okay, you got it. She definitely wants you. And she was like, ah! And everybody started clapping for it. They jumping up and down. Y'all, they was treating me like I was some kind of serious designer for real. For real. But I enjoyed it. I ate it up, really. Okay, so I got my girl for my gown. Then I picked a couple of the other girls to be the bridesmaids in the wedding. So I get home. I start creating. It's time to create. Now, because of the audience is going to be so large, and there are going to be pattern companies there, Butterick, what should say, Simplicity, Vogue, the pattern people were going to be there. It was just like an opportunity of a lifetime. So I remember the colors were purple, black, and gold. Those were the colors. And the wedding gown, I wanted the train to be completely different. At that time, there were no ruffle, there were no ruffle trains at that time. So I designed a ruffled train from the top of the back of her gown all the way down. It was very long and it took me forever. Let me tell you, I almost ran out of time to the fact that I know the last couple of rows were glued on, hot glue. I was hot gluing it down and put those ruffles up there. I mean, I was running out of time. I didn't have a choice at that particular time, but and in that particular dress I didn't sell. Of course, I will make another one, but that was my show dress. So I got the train run done, and I did the actual dress. Now, remember, do you remember those crown hats that Queen Latifah used to wear? Well, I did one without a top. You know those ones that go around and then you put the Velcro in the back? I made one of those without a top, but I knew I had to make something different out of it. So what I did was I made feathers, or the shape of a feather, about this big. The shape of a feather out of the African fabric. The piece here was purple, and then the feathers that I made on it was gold, black, and purple mixed African fabric. Okay, so I made maybe like 30 of them, and I connected it and made it spray like this on the side of her head. So it was like at least 30 of them, and they sprayed out like this, like a peacock on the side. That was for the bride headpiece. Then for the matron of honor, she had to be different. So from the other girls, maybe I say that first. The other girls, I made just the actual band to go around their heads with their dresses, just the basic dresses. And some of them had the overlays on the front out of the African fabric with purple under that. And then some of them had the bows on the side with the purple dress. So pretty, so pretty. But the matron of honor, you know, I had to really blow that out of the water because she got to look a little different than the rest of them. I was running out of time. I was running out of energy. We had rehearsals every other week. It was a rehearsal. So she was very particular about being sure you're on time and being sure you make every single rehearsal, because it was a show, a production. So for the what did I say? As if you can tell me. For the matron of honor, thanks. I bet you somebody said it. For the matron of honor, I did, you remember Star Trek? You remember how Star Trek had, on Star Trek they had those things that set up on those pieces that set up on their cuffs, not their cuffs, on their shoulders, like this, look, like that. It's set up like that on each shoulder. I was watching TV one day because I ran out of ideas, and I was watching television, and I was watching Star Trek, and I was just looking, and all of a sudden I said, the light bulb went off. Oh my gosh, I know what I can do. I went and got black, gold, and purple, and made strips and made a big old piece to go across like this on each one of her shoulders. Y'all, I wish I had the picture still, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And that was for her. Now, you got to hear this part of the story because it's going to blow you away. This is how I got my chance of being famous as far as doing a fashion show myself. So we had rehearsals and stuff. You know, I go to every single rehearsal. I remember I was in school too, and I don't mean high school. I was in college, And I was trying to get homework done and trying to finish up these dresses and hurry up and hurry up. And we had maybe like 4 months of rehearsals that I went to. We get to the end. Here's the day. Here's the big day for the fashion show. Oh, we almost ready. Oh, I didn't tell you what I had on. I had on a black dress. It was a fitted black dress. Y'all gonna laugh maybe because now it's not, you know, like, oh my gosh, but then it was bad, you know. I had fringes on the bottom of my dress, and then I had attached like a cape almost style, like a cape style that fell in the back, like an overlay that fell in the back. And they just thought I was bad, you know. So it's time for the fashion show. My mother was there, my aunt was there. $25 tickets a pop. The place was packed out. We was at the waterfront downtown, and it was a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people. The runway was lit up. It was buffet style food. The people were eating. I mean, it was just major. The big people were there. So, you know, really, I'm the type of person that I get nervous after the fact. Once it's going on, I'm not nervous because I'm scared. I'm not gonna be able to think. So I stay calm. But when it's over, I just fall out and flip out. So we get there, and I'm getting my dress together. I'm putting all my stuff together, you know, inside the room. The girl that was doing it, she was so burnt out. The money wasn't going right. It was just like really flustering her. She was just like through. She was done. You hear me? And all of us were in the room together. The models were getting dressed. Let me tell you this before I'm gonna get there. I promise. But look, this show was not like a basic runway fashion show where you just walk down, walk down. They did actual scenes like, it was, y'all, why I can't think. It was, what's them girls that with the guns? Wait a minute. Hey, babe, what's those girls with the guns that, I can't think. Come on.
Charlie's Angels.
There you go. Bam. Girls with the guns. Sorry. Charlie's Angels. They did a scene with Charlie's Angels, and you watched the scene, but the clothes they had on were the clothes they had for sale. Then they had some guys. It was guys there too. It was guys there doing a whole play. It was like they did a whole play, but the play was all clothes from the fashion show. So it was really no walk and runway kind of thing. It was awesome. Okay, now let's go back. Rewind back. So now we're inside of the room. Stop. We're inside of the room, and the girl comes through the door, and she says, okay, she got a clipboard in her hand, and she said, okay, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm flustered. It's not enough money for this. It's not enough money for that, and I'm tired. I can't do it. And she takes the clipboard and says, I'm gone. I don't care what y'all do. I said, what? What you mean? We've been sitting here practicing for 4 months. You can't go. You can do this. And she was like, no, I cannot. I cannot do this. I'm over my head. This is too much for me. And I'm like, my parents done paid a total of $50 to be in here. We got to have a fashion show. You know, she says, okay, that's fine. You was at all the rehearsals. You do it. And she took the clipboard and she put it in my hand. And I'm like, oh, no. No, I can't do this. And then all the models were like, oh, yes, you can. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You definitely. Oh, y'all crazy in y'all head. I ain't taking over no whole fashion show. And they was like, look, we're not going home. We got over 200 people out there. We cannot go home. So I thought about it. I was like, all right, here we go. Let's do it. All right. Of course, I was pumping myself up. So I said, okay, so y'all go ahead and get dressed. So now I'm going to go down the hallway and check on the guys. Mind you, the rooms were not connected. They weren't side by side. She said she couldn't get them side by side. So it was like 5 rooms in between each room. So I had to literally run down the hallway. I took my shoes off here. I ran down the hallway, and remember I told you that I had on the dress and I had an overlay cape. I looked like Batgirl, y'all. I was running, that cape was flying through the wind. So I went to the guys and I knocked on the door and I told them, look, don't forget your order. You know, the girl's not going to do it anymore, but we're still going to have the show. So don't forget the order. So they was like, okay. what? But okay. So they're getting dressed, they're getting ready. So I run back down the hallway to the other girls and I said, all right, how much we got going? How much time we got? And I looked and we had maybe like 20 minutes. So I ran to the front, told the guy, the DJ and the MC that the girl is not going to be doing it now. So they're like, what? What we going to do? I said, I'm going to do it. All right, yo, all right. We got this. I'm like, you got to be joking. This can't be serious. But hey, I'll take the challenge. So here we go. The show is about to start. The girls do their things. The Charlie's Angels girls are doing their things. And when they look, y'all, at the end, the guy that was doing all the extra sounds in the background sound, it was like, poof, and all the girls posed and they did that Charlie's Angel pose. Oh, people went crazy. It was awesome. They hit it. They actually did a whole scene and then they did that pose at the end. Then the guys did their thing and the other designers that were in it, they did their thing. Okay, so now we're at the end. Okay, I'm burned out. I'm shot. I'm tired. Because I'm like, okay, you're on next. Okay, you ready? Okay, guys, you're on next. Come on, get in line. Come on, let's line this up. Be ready. Be on time. Be prompt. Excellent. I really wish she was there. I don't even know if the girl stayed, if she was down on the floor watching, because we were on the stage. I don't know, but it turned out, I mean, it was just out of this world. So now, okay, now the girl that did my walk for me, excellent job. Everything, they standing ovation for the wedding. It was just beautiful. So now we're at the end. And the MC goes, now mind you, don't forget I had my shoes off because I was running back and forth trying to catch everybody up. Now for the one that put this all together. Put your hands together for Taronda. Huh? Oh no, I ain't no way. I'm not walking down there. Taronda didn't do it. It was somebody else. I'm not taking that girl credit. You must be crazy. So they clapping and they cheering, going crazy. And I'm looking like, I'm not walking out there. He was like, come on. I was like, I'm not walking out there. He said, come on. I said, whoa. And then y'all, I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm sorry. The models pushed me. And they pushed me out there. So I go out like this. And I'm smiling. I did take fashion design. If you didn't see part 1, you got to see part 1 so you can catch up with part 2. But I walked out there, y'all. I did my thing. Did my turn, my look, my spin. You know, I took modeling. Did my little thing. And all of a sudden, I noticed the floor was kind of cold. I didn't want to look down, but oh my goodness. I didn't have on any shoes. What? And if you knew me in high school, see, I like odd stuff. So they probably thought I was just doing something different, something odd. No, honey, I really forgot to put on my shoes for real. And they were bad too. But I forgot to put on my shoes. And I didn't even, I faked it off. You know, you got to keep going. You don't stop. So I just posed and I looked. And they were screaming and screaming. I turned around, walked back, and told them thank you. And then I walked off the stage, and everybody standing ovation. Lord have mercy. My mama, when I got off that stage, they was like, everything was beautiful. The food was awesome. You did a great job. And she said, Taronda, girl, I know you do some odd stuff, but you went way out there to be bold enough to go out there with no shoes on. I said, that wasn't a part of the plan. I actually forgot for real. When she said you played that off excellent. So after that, I just started getting call after call after call. You know, I was already booked at the shop for alterations, curtains, dresses, everything. And then after that, they just whammed it on me. They whammed it on me. But I would like to add to this. But I will start a different one and tell you about when I started my business, some of the things that happened wrong with my sewing business when I started it. I was so excited, but there's some things that I did wrong and that happened wrong that I would love to share with you. So just know that your dreams can come true. And you know, after that, I started doing fashion shows on my own, and it's just worth it. Especially when it's your passion and you love to create, you know. So I encourage you to keep creating, keep being unique. You don't have to copy anybody. And let me tell you this quick story right here. Don't worry about if it looks weird or if it looks odd to the average person or even to your best friend after you show it to her. Because I remember making a jacket one time, and I made a blue jacket. It was a blazer, but this was dark blue. The underside was light blue. Over here was midnight blue. I had like all different shades of blue on this blazer. And to me, it was bad. And my mama was like, who you think gonna wear something crazy like that, Teron? Teron, please don't put that out there. Please don't. I was like, huh? Well, I like it. Teronda, don't nobody wear no stuff like that. I can hear her saying it now. And guess what? I would say it wasn't even a full year before I saw that same jacket downtown Portsmouth. And I'm trying to remember what store it was. It was in Lerner's. It was one of them, but it was a major store. And it was on a mannequin. And I walked up. We was just walking. I said, and you guess who was with me? My mama. I was hoping she was going to see that. And I said, will you look at that? That's just like the jacket you told me. It wasn't patchwork, but the top was one color, the bottom was another color, another shade. And she said, oh my goodness. See, I could have been rich then. So don't, I'm not rich now, but I'm saying I could have been rich by now. So don't ever think that your ideas or what you like is way out there. Do you. Do you. And be proud of it. And own it, like I always say. So hopefully this encouraged someone to go on out there, start small. And I was small. And you're still able yet to do big things. Small beginnings. Do not despise small beginnings. That's the actual scripture from the Bible. Do not despise it. It might start out small, but it can blow up in a matter of weeks, days. You just be consistent and you keep going forth. So I would definitely be doing another video. I do a lot of encouraging videos. I definitely want you to take a look at those as well, because when you're having a bad day, just trust me. Go look at one of my videos to encourage you, and it will be very helpful. So love you guys. I'll see you next time.